Tonight on the Inner Sphere News Network, a mix-up in an order to the DCMS has led to the Luthian garrison receiving a dropship filled entirely with hundreds of thousands of rubber ducks, and a periphery merchant receiving a full order of Panther and Mauler mechs. Instead of returning the order, the merchant, one Bubba McJenkins, painted them all bright yellow and walked them knee-deep into a hastily constructed pond behind his mechoplex. He now insists that they are novelty ducks. We now go live to an interview with the delivery man.
Hey man, I was just paid to make the delivery. If they got the paperwork wrong, that's on them. I got paid. If the customer wants to paint them yellow, call them ducks, cool, it's his business. I am not getting paid enough or willing to risk myself to repo out in periphery. No thank you.
And now you have the other side of the story. Somehow he mistook two whole companies of mechs for a few dozen crates of rubber ducks. Sounds like someone didn't check his bill of lading. I don't know how they expect me to stay neutral for this. This has been Wrathblade from the Inner Sphere News Network. Someone please send pictures the next time you happen to stop by Bubba J's.
Welcome to the Numeric Workshop. This segment of the WBPL 76 is brought to you by the Night Owl Association, along with the Bear Digs Company and viewers like you. Why are you here?
Hello again, chat. Have some corn.
You just open it up and you rub it all over your tongue.
Ooh, woo.
Why are you here?
Sphincterotomy?
I just hit myself in the balls with an iPhone. Somebody quote that.
What could possibly go wrong?
Free Corn Thursday.
So wow, your organs are all fuck-shaped. What if we just stab it a little bit?
That unholy abomination of Yuletide terror.
Yo, my name is Exhibit, and today we're gonna go ahead and pimp my mech.
I would so download Pete.
Stop fucking the magnets. I'm not fucking the magnets. You're fucking the magnets. The fuck is Free Corn Thursday?
It seems to me that in today's day and age, a number of things have gone by the wayside as life moves ever faster, and we're forced to take less time to stop and smell the roses, or at least encouraged by those who maintain our lifestyles to smell the roses in a faster and more cost-efficient manner. After all, roses cost money, and fewer roses with more people smelling them means more money for the rose company. So this Father's Day, why not look for something just a little bit better? Something with some grunt to it. Something you can carbonate in an ill-advised scientific experiment wherein you will learn, if nothing else, what happens when you applicate carbonated aftershave to one's gentleman's appendage. This is very normal and definitely something you should do, but also probably don't do that. After all, the human skin does not respond well to bubbling objects unless extensively heated. So for safety, you're going to have to take a shower, and that shower will be warm and comfortable. This is a threat. And after that, you too can acquire the soothing carbonated feel of, well, popular aftershave drink. Brute. It's commercially available. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Numeric Workshop. We've got a hell of a show for you, probably, or at least it's another show from hell. You're going to be stuck here because your eyeballs won't let you leave by way of your brain.
That tracks.
I mean, you say
that all
that,
tracks.
but I mean, I disagree. Strong disagree. In fact.
Understandable. Joining me tonight with this very normal show that I certainly control and have in no way turbo hijacked by virtue of filibuster, we have probably Parallax, but as long as I'm talking, he can't paint, and that means I win.
Well, what if I filibuster you filibuster with a counter filibuster, so it's a filibuster?
You can't filibuster me. I have a box of Pop-Tarts.
Well, you raise an interesting argument. However, I propose that Pop-Tarts can be cooked in a toaster, and I am the master of send help. I am the master of cooking things in toasters as long as they're inappropriate. Then they should.
Well, can you toasterize the carbonated brute?
You know, actually, you've given me idea. You've given me an idea. So hear me out on this.
Is it a good idea?
It is not a good idea because, hear me out on this. You can take 4 pennies, clean them really well, slightly sand one side, soak some construction paper in vinegar, distilled white vinegar, stack 4 pennies with vinegar-soaked construction paper between them, and then wrap them in electrical tape with a wire on the top and bottom and get 0.6 volts. Now, what I want to know is...
Wait, Ducks.
You can get 0.6 of a volt out of a penny battery. Keep up. Anyway, listen to me.
Yeah, or I could just buy a AA battery with 0 potatoes inside and then eat the potato, possibly on a stick, with or without added mineral content.
You can only get a half a volt out of a potato, assuming you have a copper nail. No,
what if I cut the potato in half? Now I have 2 volts.
Well, no, you get 2/4 volts. Also, weirdly, you get more voltage if you boil the potato. I'm not going to say how I know this. It doesn't matter. But anyway, if I make a penny battery with distilled vinegar, I get 0.6 volts DC, and it will last until the vinegar dries up. But what I want to know is what happens if I use brute aftershave instead of distilled vinegar? Will the alcohol content change?
I mean, that depends. Have you buttered the potato as part of the preparation process? The electrons need to be well lubricated.
No, you know what? Fine. I'll put the pennies in the potato battery.
So we need to butter your toaster.
No, because I got to clean it.
No, you can wear gloves.
Okay, well, nah. Oof.
And then we can make it an old-timey folksy saying, and like in 300 years, people will just say, that really butters my toaster.
No, unrelated notes. I actually do add a hand crank prop to the toaster for no other reason than like, why is it hand crank? Well, it's because why is there a crank on it? It's because it's hand crank toaster. Then why
you should definitely do that, but also it should do something.
Anyway,
okay.
Listen.
Please
blacksmith's bellows.
Any actual attempts of any of the things discussed on the Numeric Workshop are your own fault. We take absolutely no liability for anything we say here.
Yes, do not carbonated brute your testicles for Father's Day.
Do not
don't do that.
Go to a friend's house.
But hear me out. But again, on the penny batteries,
no,
if you get 0.6 volts out of 1 penny battery made with 4 pennies, my lawnmower runs off of 56 volts. What happens if I make 112 penny batteries, chain them together, and hook them up to my lawnmower? Will I run my lawnmower on pennies?
I feel like your lawnmower will run about as well as I would after eating 150
potatoes. You're
going
to make me mute you, aren't you? That's what's going to happen.
That won't stop us. Anyway, all I'm saying is that there are some limitations.
I would just like to point out that tonight we are off to a terrific stop.
Okay. Okay. Now, my turn. I need to step in. I need to do a couple of things real quick.
Do you have the talking stick?
Yes.
Wait, you guys have sticks?
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. I got a couple of things here. and we're going to get into it because I asked Lovely Wife to stick around for the opening, and apparently there is a Regency era show about fucking in boobs that just came out on Netflix, and she's wanting to watch her Regency fucking show.
Wait, sorry, I checked out for a minute. Are we talking about the Brood again?
I think
Slightly similar, but not quite applicable. No.
Ah, Lady Brood.
Yeah, so
Carbonate your flesh for beauty.
So apparently Bridgerton has season 3 part 2 launching tonight. So if your significant other is somewhere doing something, make a note. Anyway.
Hi, Cookie.
Okay, so I'm gonna do something here I don't do very often. I'm going to play the role of my brother. What does that mean? That means I'm going to say something painfully sincere.
Because it never happened before.
Yeah, I know. Crap. It's weird, right? Okay, guys.
Let me do it either.
Guys.
Am I painfully sincere? Really?
I'm making fun of you.
Indeed.
I'm making fun of you. It's fine.
I find it inspirational.
Okay,
it's
so
like you two are brothers.
So here's what's going on. Tonight, it is the Thursday before Father's Day, which is we have all of the dads of this podcast. Thanks, Squick. That's your fault.
But why are you blaming me for things I might have done?
And also Squick, because he's the voice of chat in, chat.
I am as dumb as all of you combined, like a Voltron
shocking.
of idiocy and words.
Okay, so, sincerity thing, real quick. There's 49 of you watching.
Though.
It is, but I'm gonna do it. So, like, I'm gonna do that thing that Hal does, where I do like real talk for a minute. Okay, guys. Okay. So, this weekend is Father's Day, and I want to say this before I get into it. There are perfectly good reasons for people to not be in contact with a father that they grew up with. There are perfectly good reasons to cut those contacts. If that is the case for you, feel free to live your life as you move forward. But Hal and I, we're going into our second Father's Day after our father has passed. And I just want to go ahead and say that for those of you that are lucky enough to have one around that is involved with your life, that you actually want to talk to, take the time to do it, because you never know how much time you're going to have in which to do it.
Do it. 100% do it.
Knuckle down. Buckle down. Knuckle down. And did. I'm sorry, Werlin. Go ahead.
I lost mine almost a decade ago. I know how much this sucks.
Yeah.
Yep. You don't know how much time you've got. You don't know when, what, how, where, why. So cherish what you got and make use of it. And yes, your dad probably does some things when you talk to him that aggravate you to death.
Snap my finger 3 times slowly.
I'm gonna slap you. But it's okay. That's just him being him.
Ain't none of us perfect, and we just remember the dumbest parts.
Yeah. By the way, Wraith Knights and Gruben, thank you for the subscriptions. Appreciate you.
If we're going to be sincere, I can throw a bit of sincerity out, but then I'm going right back into the madness to make up for the sincere.
Okay. Don't worry, Squick is going to even out the rest of the show on average. Go ahead.
No,
You're going to help. You're going to help. Go.
Oh, I'm going to steamroll Squick later, trust me. 2002, I was driving back on a backwoods highway coming back from college, and I know the instant that my dad passed away, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. And when I got home, I got a phone call. Like 10 minutes later, I got home, and I got a phone call that my dad had passed away about 10 minutes before that. His arm was hurting, and his left arm was numb and hurting, and he went and laid down for a nap and didn't wake up. So, yeah, it was completely unexpected. And I know that some relationships with some of your family members can be strained. They can be long distance. They can be you fall out of touch. Sometimes you get along. Sometimes you don't get along. I've learned a lot from my dad. Some of it was even good. There are things that my dad did that, frankly, I wish I could reverse engineer the way he did some things. Some things I'm glad I don't do the way he did. I do things my own way. And I encourage each of you, find your own way through life. But maybe, if you still have your dads, call them, say hi, ask what they're doing, make puns at them, reverse the role, like bring it on. Yeah. See, Parallax has made me be sincere, so I'm gonna have to go back to rambling later.
Okay, so now I'm going to help everybody out real quick. First, Israfel, dramatically sorry to hear that you lost your father last month. Everybody here knows how much that sucks, and we're all very sorry.
I hate it for you. I really do.
Okay, trying to move stuff back into a lighter direction. If all of us need to know one thing, it's this. What the hell do you get your father for Father's Day? Get him something consumable so he doesn't have to store it.
Carbonated brute.
Carbonated brute. Get me something that that doesn't take up shelf space, because there's already too much shit in this house. And all of your fathers think that, no matter how cluttered or uncluttered the house is.
So, Squick, whenever you were talking, see, I'm going to help now. Squick, whenever you were talking about Brute there, right there in the middle of it, I was about certain that this was a Jeremy Clarkson product, because it was a fizzy thing to put on your gentleman's regions.
That was toothpaste.
No, toothpaste is not fizzy. This is
maybe yours isn't.
This is the fizzy stuff you put on your gentleman's region. Because sometimes you need a fizzy,
may God help us all,
drink on the other end.
Yeah, I'm not Googling that.
You don't mess with the Zohan stuck in my head, the fizzy bubblish.
And then you have to call your GPS and tell them that you've accidentally done something with the gentleman's region.
OnStar, how can I help you? My dick's on fire!
I was thinking when they were in LA and he calls his GPS and goes, I've accidentally drawn a gentleman's sausage on a
storm drain. That was really good. That was one of the best moments. It was awful, obviously, but it was great. Yeah.
Yes, I loved it.
I encourage.
He was pitching traffic design. He says you need 2 long roads with roundabouts at the end, drawn it on a whiteboard.
Okay. To get into the small number of user submissions we had this week, viewers, here's the first one up. I want you to see this right here. It's very important that you all see this. Laughing Man wants you all to know that Maximilian Liao did nothing wrong, but more importantly, there's this little thing under that. That's called an attachment. That attachment had a picture with it. Below that, you see Grimos message. Grimos message doesn't have that. Grimos, it's been like 1.5 years since I got to call you out on an email faux pas.
Grimos, we taught you better than this. Don't quote that.
Wait, if that is best Grimos, who is worst Grimos?
The thing that I miss right now is that is when you used to call him out with the crayon written across it.
Wait, can we write letters in crayon and mail them to Parallax?
What do you mean, can we?
No.
When shall we?
No.
I'm going to pipe in here. I do not suggest doing that during the summer, because the crayon will melt on the paper and become illegible.
He's not wrong. It's been heat index this week was 117, so no.
Oh, we had wet bulb. We had wet bulb yesterday.
Today the heat reached 109 with 85% humidity.
No, I'm just going to die at that point.
We had wet bulb yesterday, and I was on a construction site. I had bandages taped to my arm for not cut related, bleeding related, for normal reasons, and it was so hot and so wet in the air that my bandages the tape started coming off my bandages.
So one of the dumbest things I've ever done, and let me get to the end of this before Parallax says yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever my second child was born, I was not able to mow the entire yard that we have. I was able to mow some of it, and then I would get interrupted and come back in. So, like, the back third had gotten, like, way too tall, and it was too tall for me to run the mower over. It was, like, 3-4 feet up. So I borrowed a scythe from someone, and the day that I decided I'm going out and working on this today, it hit 92 degrees. And I scythed the third of an acre that day.
And so suddenly Hausakar was an old Mennonite man in 1910 cutting the grain.
And my neighbor, my sheriff's deputy neighbor, stood at his back window and watched me the whole time because he was afraid I was going to pitch over and have my own heart attack. But I didn't.
When he was done with that third of an acre, he was older.
Well, sell quilts at discount price, living in an Amish paradise.
Dang it, that was going to be my head.
Apparently, Grimos is going to have issues with somebody. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, Iden sent us his Artorias of the Abyss.
So Iden painted Long Sword Dude.
Yes.
Okay. What is Long Sword Dude from?
He's from Dark Souls.
Oh, okay. So Long Sword Dude is from Spinny Jumpy Rolly game. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a shockingly accurate statement. Fuck you, Squick.
That sword actually looks longer than the ones I usually play with. Impressive.
So that's big long sword.
Big long sword.
I mean,
big Mick Longsword.
Big.
Clearly, he uses the carbonated brute.
He must.
I actually play with and use Zweihandos.
That hand and a half, two-hand sword.
No, the big one where the pommel hits the center of my forehead.
Grasshopper.
Three-handed sword.
So Laughing Man, this is the grasshopper that Laughing Man sent us, along with the message that apparently Maximilian Liao did nothing wrong, despite being Maximilian Liao.
Wait, the guy from Tiny Toon Adventures?
Yes. Yes. Also the leader of the Capellan Confederation in the first.
Wow, that fits shockingly well, honestly.
If you have to put a laughing skull on your mech, I question how much you do that actually isn't wrong.
Hal, I'm going to cut you off there real quick, and I want you to remember that there are units of the Free Worlds League that, it being the Free Worlds League, clearly they're driving Orions, and that they have regimental banners that are Orions marching. So you have an Orion with an Orion painted on it.
So,
Orion
in other words, is that like listening to Bad Company by Bad Company from the album Bad Company?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I love that, actually.
Oh, what's
By the way, you didn't cut me off. I was already done.
Oh, also, I love that the grasshopper there just looks offended.
The fuck is this noise?
Yeah, it's like I don't like. Nope.
I do like the detail in the Death Commando. I think that's a decal, but still, it's very well done.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and now I'm going to switch over to shit I've been up to in the last week. So we showed you Iden's Artorias. This is the Artorias that I finished up last week, because apparently he decided that this was a good time for me to dunk on him or something.
Oh, player 2 from Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
That checks out. Notice the blue color. That definitely checks out.
Is that the one you get to play whenever you hit start when the guy pops up and says Toasty?
Yeah, that's Sword Luigi.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
cool.
exactly what that is.
Luigi.
I can't say that around my kids, or else they will want Sword Luigi all the time.
Sword Luigi.
Daddy, why can't I play Sword Luigi in Smash Brothers?
Okay, I got another moment of sincerity here, and Kai is in chat, and he's already yelled at me once over this, so we're gonna have to do this. Okay, I paint this orc. We all see this orc?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing about this orc, and I posted this into the Legion's mini painting chat, which I suppose it's technically the wargaming chat, but mostly it's everybody talking about painting. Okay, so I have been chasing being better at painting for a long time. Like, we are through 2 years on this stream now, and I've been doing it much longer than that. Okay. I have been making deliberate attempts to get better at this for a long time. So when I painted this orc last week, and I decided I'm going to try to really push the highlights on this thing. And then I got through it, and like the head on this thing is actually what I wanted it to look like. This is the first time I've managed to get that kind of both blend and brightness of highlight. And I feel like maybe just the head and his hopefully unnecessary loincloth. Like those two things, I'm just so fucking happy with those, where that head and face is like the first time I have ever felt I was anywhere close to like box art. And, you know, maybe not great box art, but I feel good about this. And like with a lot of work, we can all get better at this. And I'm just happy to be moving in that direction.
I just fumble along. That looks great.
Yeah. Also, I showed this to my son the other day, and without missing a beat, he just looked at me, and he doesn't know anything about 40K. He doesn't know shit about 40K, but he looked at me and said, "He looks orky." And I'm just like, "Yes, son. Yes, he does."
Okay, item 1. You did a very good job with this. That is a fantastic orc head. Item 2, I want you to appreciate the fact that I did not dunk on you when you were talking about your pursuit of getting better.
Thank you.
I have a request.
No.
Ducks, I need you to change that answer to yes. I have a second request.
Go.
Okay, first, that looks, he's green,
Ducks,
therefore
Ducks,
he is
I'm going now.
Waluigi.
This is me. No,
No.
no,
Quack.
no, no, no,
Quack.
no, no,
Quack.
no. What I
Quack.
need you to do is to take a picture of this esteemed gentleman and load up some Photoshop and a printer, and I need him in the middle of a can of Jolly Green Giant peas.
I can make this
Fair
happen.
enough.
I have
Do it.
Photoshop. I'm not
Do it
going to do
live
it
on
right
stream.
now, but
What if you do it live on stream before you start painting?
no,
Right
because
now.
you're just
Really
trying to
fast.
delay me.
Because
Wait.
Actually,
then Adobe will be stealing his content.
That's
No,
probably
we don't
true.
need Adobe for this. Hera,
just
I
saying.
need you to get a regular can and wrap some paper around it and
No.
get to painting.
Not tonight. I have something else I have to show off tonight.
Okay.
Thing number 3 that I worked on this week. This is the model that I just dropped the other day. This is the Rook. So, and yes, Mad Ducks, I'll track it down. There's another
It
image
looks
of
like a
this.
70s
I know there
sci-fi
is.
Irby. I love it.
It kind of
Rook's
does.
actually-
It's a late 31st century design that came out with the retro tech nonsense where it was like, hey man, what if we made shit mechs and then pretended they were not shit?
It has a 4-slice toaster on one shoulder and a condiment bottle on the other. I think we
It
know.
really- No, yeah, but the 2 variant has heat sinks.
Yeah, this is this
Such
is the
decadent luxury.
so this is the 2 variant. The
I,
the 2 variant actually has the ability to do things like take a hit.
and jump.
Yeah.
And not cook the pilot while turning on.
Yeah.
Is the box on the shoulder the heat sinks?
You know what? Now it is. It's the extra heat sinks. They plug in, so when you blast them off, they just
No, that 100% tracks. It's just a reactor with an AIO cooler.
No, what it is it's a giant novelty window unit that blasts into the torso.
Now I want to go ahead
Yes.
and run this stuff. Yeah, Zenith. Yes, you are
Yes,
correct.
Zenith, that's the 2.
That's the 2.
I
It
do-
can also stand in for another one. I put it in the description for it on the cults page.
I do love that the first line of the description on Sarna is the Rook is a capable, if unspectacular, battle mech.
Yeah, you should actually
Such a great way to start it.
let me
good enough is perfect.
let me find what I've actually put in my cults page for this, because frankly, I think what I wrote is kind of funny, which means it's probably not funny, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Shall I fetch
Yeah, that
the
checks out.
sales voice?
Oh yeah, I'll send it to Squick so that Squick can read it.
Wait, Squick, you and I have to have a read off to decide who reads it worse. I'm sorry.
Can
It
I
must
get
be
in on
done.
this action?
I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna drop it in the group chat.
Okay, pulling this up.
Also pulling this up? how you pull it up. We'll take turns making dumb.
I am pulling it up. We'll have to have a chat vote on which is the worst.
Chat, we're
Do
gonna
I get onto this too then?
It's in the group chat.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'm just
let's-
making sure.
Okay, chat, here's what's going to happen. We have no plan. You know we have no plan. You've been here before. You know that we wing this. Oh, well, okay, some of us wing it and some of us survive it, but whatever, not the point. Here's what we're going to do. We have no idea what we're going to do, and that's now you're up to speed. Thank you.
So there are 4 sentences there, and I want either first or last.
Are we going to do 4 sentences or just 4 full reads?
Oh,
do 4 sentences. It's a lot.
I want the third sentence.
Who's got the first one?
It's open.
I'll take the first sentence.
Then I'll take the fourth.
We're seeing who reads this the worst, right?
Okay, Wookie, you're on 2.
So I go from listen to have?
Yes.
Listen, sometimes you just have to get a mech on the field. So you throw together whatever you have.
Luckily, it's a solid design. Someone else got a hold of it and modernized it. And now it's a pretty good mech.
Crap, that was good.
The standard model is armed with an Pipic, 4 medium lasers, and a small pulse laser alongside a bevy of jump jets. Let this mech fill a reasonable trooper role.
It's going to be hard to top, Squick.
The same model can be... I almost just karate chopped my water into my keyboard.
Somehow, Squick has managed to throw the bar away and just dig a hole.
The same model can stand in for the 1B model too, which is a simpler upgrade of the original primitive model.
Okay.
This pack contains a good proxy for the 1B and 2 models in 5 poses with 1 extra slightly different pose to head off the obvious joke.
Okay, so the obvious joke. Let's the obvious joke. I need to get the obvious joke pulled up. Okay, so there's the obvious joke. It's got a title and everything.
I don't know who conned him into doing that. That's not my fault.
Hal, what does that say up top?
Rook ripping ass.
Rip ass and jump fast.
There you go. So
I don't know why, but for some reason watching the when I was in college, the thing to have on in the background was Ninja Warrior, but
yeah, it's because G4 ran it 27 hours a day.
But it was original announcers, and I just for some reason desperately wanted them to have an obstacle called the Ass Ripper, so that
Ass Ripper!
Yeah, the Japanese announcers scream Ass Ripper and laugh every time, but
that 100% would have been. Oh God, what's the one with the guys and the things and the balls?
Oh, so and so's Magic Castle. I can't remember what it was.
It was Takeshi's Castle in the original, but then it was recut for the US.
Challenge.
I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, MXC. Or there was the same thing, but weirder somehow. Just a bunch of mini games. The Mario Kart or the WarioWare version of that. Unbeatable Banzuke.
Okay, I'm vaguely remembering those 3 shows that were on G4, along with Attack of the Show, whatever the name of the show was with Adam Sessler, and for some reason X-Play, and then just a fuck ton of cheaters.
And look, they would play whatever was cheapest.
Okay, so very quickly, this is a model I've got to back up to paint tonight. If Vox is in here, I want Vox to know that I had his latest model to paint tonight, and then it broke, and it wouldn't glue back together. And I have printed another one, but it's sitting on the print bed, so that didn't happen. I've been having trouble with my printer because I'll walk out there, and it will have completed its cycle, and nothing's on the build plate. And then I clear it off, and I run it again without changing a single fucking thing, and it prints perfectly.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
how long will it take you to make a tiny little tube out of paper, glue it shut, and stick it over that laser for the mouth, and then paint it like a cigar? Actually, it's not a question; it's a demand. Do it.
Look, it's a wonderful model, and I love it.
Cigar
but my
mech.
brain is screaming at me with nothing but emergency induction port.
So this is a Gallo glass. This is White Rook's latest model. He just released this.
And it is thirsty, and it desires the soft drink cup.
It's true. And I'm actually working on an anvil right now, so we'll see how that
cigar
goes.
laser.
This mech drinks like a Rhodian. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Cigar laser.
Yeah. Okay, I got one other thing to show off, and this is actually what I'm working on.
Bidirectional cigar laser.
Yes.
Okay, so
that pulses. A pulsing cigar.
Yes, that way it can also handle the McFlurry.
No, nothing can handle the McFlurry.
You
Especially
can
not
if you're
their
doing
ice
mech
cream
scale
machine.
damage.
Cannot handle the McFlurry.
See, Werlin knows what's going on. It's already broken. As a matter of fact, that cigar laser, the McFlurry laser, is already broken.
Oh,
okay, but hear me out
Laser is
though.
already broken.
Boba
Who said that
Tea
worse?
is just a reverse machine gun.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Laughing Man says that face looks like Gizmo Duck, and you know what?
He's not wrong. He's not
It
wrong.
needs the giant anime eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Parallax, paint on eyes. Do it now.
Okay,
Parallax.
I got one thing I have to finish first. I was talked into this. I wasn't talked into it. I was asked to do this, and I was happy to do it. I'm going to show off the picture of what I have so far, and then we're going to get after it. But a guy that I'm in several Discords with, Eon PG. Aeon has a new model that he's just released on his website. I'll show off the website here in a second. But he asked if I would mind painting it up for him for promotional stuff, and I've done that. And I'm going to put some finishing touches on it tonight, just a few highlights here and there, that kind of thing. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and the model is really fucking cool. So 3, 2, 1, go. There, that's the model.
Nope, nothing yet.
Boat.
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 That is cool. Boat. Boats in BattleTech are severely underused.
So this is it's a very specific boat. It's
yeah, it's a cool one.
Boaty
Yeah,
McBoatface.
Boats.
It's
Isn't that the boat in MechWarrior 3 you wade out and kill?
no, it is in fact a specific boat. It is the Andriusha, which is a series of frigates that is apparently Capellan, but only Capellan because they are captured and refit Fedsun ships.
So,
Gruben
if
says
they
it's
were
got
an
Homeworld.
Commonwealth, would it be Dab Boat?
Yeah.
Gruben says it's got Homeworld 1 vibes, and I can't unsee it.
He's not wrong there, but this thing's pretty fucking cool. The boat itself is and it's actually set up in such a way that it's kind of modular, where he's got it with a couple of okay, I'm just gonna go to the camera now. Okay, camera
Wait,
now.
Not yet. Tell us more about the boat.
Well, I'm gonna. There's the boat.
Boat.
That's a big boat.
Good lord, that's enormous.
Yeah, it's mech scale.
How did it fit on your hand-holdy thing?
It didn't.
Well,
You
you
need a
didn't use
bigger
enough
one.
duct tape.
You use two. And then you paint with the brush in your teeth.
That's got to be it.
Yeah, that checks out.
Okay,
No,
so
that is really cool.
So these
honking
are
boat.
closed turret ports. These are obviously the open turret ports. These are naval PPCs.
So, did you print that in 47 pieces and then glue it together?
In
after
fact,
3 hours of sanding
the
each
whole
piece?
was only in 3 pieces. There's a seam here and there's a seam here, and I've done a pretty good job of filling and hiding those.
Yeah, I don't see them,
seems to
so
be
you did
accurate.
good. I'm just that's
And
a lot of...
it's some number of naval PPCs, a whole bunch of torpedoes. There are missiles on it, and 2 long toms, which is kind of terrifying.
If you saw them off, are they wide toms?
Yes.
I cast Angry Boat Beam of Go Away.
Yes.
Dux, did you just advocate for a boat bris?
Also, I put a number on it,
Yes.
and to very thinly disguise it, if you look at the last number and wrap it around to the first number, it's nice.
Oh, sex number boat.
Yeah, there you go.
And he squeezed 42 in there somewhere.
I did.
Yes, Hal, we need a boat schmeckle.
Schmeckle.
Grimace,
Also,
don't quote that.
it's got the helipads in the back, so I made
important
VTOLs
question.
for it. Yes.
Oh, does the boat count as like standing in liquid for the purposes of cooling?
I don't know. Vehicles don't generate heat.
They don't track heat. I see what he's thinking though.
Uh,
We're gonna go with yes.
Electric fuel cell, 80 kilometers per hour, 8,500 tons.
Cookie got me.
That is quite zesty.
Yup. Okay, very quickly, I glued this one together on the turrets. You don't have to do that. This is actually set up for these turrets are hot swappable. So in the normal model, you can pull these off and put the weapon on them. This is the closed turret. This is the open turret, but it comes with the long tom and the PPCs.
Phrasing.
Wait, that implies that
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
No,
Squick, here's what you're not missing. Here's what you're not considering. These turrets can be replaced for a variety of things, right? There must be a pizza parlor attachment for one of these turrets. Squick,
Well,
you're overthinking.
I'll grant
Take
you
it.
that probably is the case, but like, why would you need? What benefit is there to gun goes below deck? Are they attempting to go, yes, this is my weekend fishing war yacht?
Gun not get hit if surprise attacked.
Wait, so the turret can fucking dodge?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's got armored cover that way. Squick. It has changeable, removable parts. It's easily reconfigured. It's an
Everything has
omniboat.
removable parts. That's how...
It's an omniboat. And yes, I grant you that anything can be removed at least once. The question is, can it be reattached? But still, it is an omniboat. That is what I am saying.
If I may chime in here, as being both a historian and someone who's been studying naval architecture, the retractable gun ports like this are very good for radar, because the gun shows up, the closed port doesn't show up as easily on radar, but also for keeping water out of the hull during storms. And so retractable ports like this have been around for quite some time, actually. Tex actually talks about it in one of his recent videos.
He's got a point. He's got a point.
I could probably go on for another 3 hours on the naval architecture of retractable ports, but I would probably bore half of you. So
Well, hold on. What if we just go on about this for another 23 minutes?
No,
and set
we're
a new
not going to
record
do
for
that.
rambles?
We're not going to do that. But
Wait,
very quickly, I want to show up. This is the website where you can get this. Aeon has priced this hilariously reasonably.
Is that Gutfelden or Gutfelden?
Gutfelden. It is named after a friend of his that is currently on deployment on a boat in the Mediterranean. So
I did want to point out that when the turrets are closed, you can still get to them if you go around to the drive-through.
That's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So website here is 888stl.cc. And very quickly, I want to show you something else that you absolutely have to get because I bought it. And everybody needs to have their own Waffle House. Have the Waffle Housen.
Waffle House.
Yeah, have the Waffle Housen.
Okay, send me a link to this now. Do it.
I mean,
now.
it's right fucking there in the left-hand corner. Yes. Yes.
Did you print the brush cleaner?
The brush cleaner?
I swear I sent it to you. If not, I will find it and I will send it to you again.
the fucking toilet. Yes, I saw it. Also, hey Hal. Taco Burb?
Taco Bird.
Wait. With that burb on the front, does that mean that it's owned by the same company that owns Primark Pizza?
Yep. Taco Bird.
Yeah, that's what the M is for.
Also, we have Golden Buffet, and we have Chairman's Pizza. However, I haven't bought this last one, and I need to, but I don't think it's going to print in FDM. Everything else, by the way, the boat and the Waffelhausen and Taco Berg that I have sitting on my desk, these are all FDM. So they've turned out dramatically good.
I do not need 3D printed Waffle House.
Yes, but you do need this.
But I do want.
You need militant big boys.
I'm.
If-
I'm. It.
So that's what. If you go to the Federated Suns Palace, that's what the cafeteria looks like.
Whereas I was looking at the thing above that and going, that's awful tempting.
Well, that's the boat.
The large artillery
the
tank?
fucking tank. Listen, I don't know anything
that is
about
a
the
boat now.
tank.
For tax purposes, this is a boat.
I mean,
Click on Tonk.
for tonnage purposes, it probably is. I don't know anything about the boat. Okay.
That looks like a really nice super heavy artillery unit.
So, for those of you that are
Tonk.
wondering at home, this is 888stl.cc. And he has gone hard into a Capellan kind of a branding on this. Hence, it is .cc. And 888 being apparently a dramatically lucky number in Chinese.
Okay, now that I'm looking at the rattlesnake, it looks like 5 tanks that have been Voltroned together with just more explosives.
Well, clearly that makes it multiplicatively more powerful.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
that works, yeah.
I do have a counter argument, though.
No.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it. You can't
Okay.
stop me. Counter arguments incoming. You ready?
Go.
I
Ready?
could derail you.
Ready?
Go.
Dibs.
That's fair. I was just going to say meatballs until you turned around, or until you lost track of what you were saying, but that's too easy. You've learned. I'm looking at that now. Yeah, that's like 5 tonks. Not tanks.
Many
5
tonks.
Just
many tonks.
It reminds me of something that my youngest child was making with his Power Ranger swords yesterday, where he just kept putting pieces together so it had more spiky bits that pointed forward.
Oh, I see. Your son is
that
a
makes it
future
better.
player of Chaos Space Marines.
No.
Oh,
no. Good dads don't let their kids play 40K.
Good kids get their
Unrelated.
no. Good dads get their kids hooked on miniature gaming so they don't have money for drugs.
yeah, that checks out.
Just not 40K.
That checks out. To keep our son out of trouble, we were just going to get him a World of Warcraft subscription or something.
That's very much like drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do that,
So-
we'll have to. Yeah.
The problem is I don't
An
play
intervention.
well. I have to.
Organs.
I have to let y'all and chat all know that there was an accidental information intake last week.
Oh,
because
somebody breached security on the list.
Well, Mo was painting stuff, and he asked Warlax if. I missed most of the conversation because I don't have the context, but the gist of it was the accusation that Towel do not wear shoes. And Warlax and he went back and forth about this with some vehemency, I will add. And I had to add to the list that Towel don't wear shoes. I don't know what that means, and I don't know why they wear shoes. I don't care.
I don't know what that means, but I'm sending you a distraction.
They have hooves.
Well, that is... Okay, you know what? I'm opening the distraction. And you know what? No, I've seen this car.
Have
Not
you
in
seen it
person.
for sale?
Oh, I hope it's the
No.
the Prangler. Is it the Prangler?
Or is it
Camouflage.
Defeat Multipla?
No, Squick. Is it the Prangler?
No, this is actually... Okay, somebody's actually selling these now. This
Please?
isn't
Yeah, they're selling it allegedly in my region.
I mean, is your region like hell? Because that is used...
No, apparently it's just the tracks that were used to create that, not the thing itself. That is disappointing. That is misleading.
That is
That
a
is some
box
bullshit.
full of crap is what that is.
I want to say this real quick. I'm asking if it's the Prangler. I'm really hoping everyone knows what the Prangler is.
I have no
know
idea
what the
what your
Prangler
weird
is.
prawn
I have
car
no
is
idea
supposed to
either.
be.
Okay,
I can
This
only
is-
assume it is the Red Lobster version of the Wienermobile.
okay, Squick. I need you to do a Google search for the Prangler car.
Oh my god. Incognito.
It's probably fine. Why does this link go to this weird face page website? I don't go to that.
What?
No, it's-
Because what the fuck is that?
That is what happens when you're Chrysler in the early 90s and you're developing the Prowler and you have the front end built, but you need to put a cab on the back of it, and the only thing you have that fits is the Wrangler.
Okay, second question.
No. Yes.
Why is it car, adult novelty store, comma, high dollar, car, different car, other cars, car,
All right, hold on. I'm looking this up too.
album, boot store, and then some Jeeps and guns.
I mean, you have to take that up with Google.
I'm looking up the Prangler myself now.
The Prangler is my favorite developmental car I've ever seen because it haunts your nightmares. Oh, you're good.
Dux, is that your next vehicle there?
The Prangler?
Yes.
I mean, given how much it floods in the state I live in, I was just going to go for like a hovercraft with like a toaster on the back.
That's reasonable.
Yes, drive forth to work in the Prangler.
Prangler.
I've seen one for sale in your area.
Nope, it's the Prangler.
The Prongle car.
Weirdly, I read my insurance policy. If nobody here is, nobody here has ever read your homeowner's insurance policy, do so.
Yes.
Because you'll find out things such as, but not limited to, what am I trying to say? Oh, such as, but not limited to, hovercraft stored on my premises, even if it's in my carport, are not covered by my homeowner's insurance policy. So, like if there's a storm or something like that, no.
Don't park your hovercraft in the garage.
Yeah, a shocking number of things are also not covered under acts of war or if used in conjunction or to control nuclear weapons or submarines.
Yeah.
Here, I just put a picture of another ugly car in the group chat.
I really hope it's the Prangler again.
Oh, that
It's
is a
not.
real car.
It is.
It's named Jeff.
Since there has been.
Do you mean the
not
Eagle
only-
Eye Hammer Thrust?
Since there's been not only a nuclear weapons test in my county, but there is actually nuclear radioactive storage in my county, fallout and other radioactive complications are not covered under insurance here.
And to be fair, they're probably not covered under insurance here either, but...
Yes, but it's
Well-
very pointed where he is.
And they also have something against the TV show.
Well, I'm just that's a lot like saying Sealand does not have flood insurance. Like, okay, yes, I understand how that is pertinent there. However, also we should not give them nuclear weapons, probably. Or do. I don't know. I'm not an intergalactic.
For those of you that are wondering, Sealand is quote-unquote a country that exists.
It is straight up a country for tax purposes.
Yes, maybe. That exists on an old... I don't think it's an oil platform. I think it's some kind of World War II era defense platform. In like
World War II radar station and anti-aircraft platform.
Yeah, that exists in the English Channel.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, we are our own nation and we do not pay taxes. Asterisk. However, we do pay our host nation the same amount of money by way of a legally not taxing annual tithe.
We don't pay them taxes.
So-
We just happen to pay them something very much like it.
So meanwhile, there's a side conversation happening in chat where Housecar has said that the what was the name?
The
Fiat
Fiat
Multipla.
Multipla is the ugliest car I can think of, and I said I have two words for you: Pontiac Aztec.
No,
The Aztec was ahead of its time.
The Aztec, yes, the Aztec was the crossover utility vehicle before it was a thing.
But
The
then,
Aztec is what happens when a time traveler sees a Cybertruck.
well, you see, here's the thing. It's funny you should mention that because then Night Owl just chimed in with Counterpoint Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the PS1 truck is pretty bad.
The problem with that truck is it looks almost normal in a picture, and then you see one in Meat World, and it is infinitely bigger.
I swear
and
to
that
you,
makes it so much worse.
I saw one a couple of weeks ago, and it was the most bizarre fucking experience I've ever had because somebody had taken a Tesla Cybertruck and they had gone through the trouble of adorning it with a Ford badge on the front of it, and then like Raptor style letters on the back to where it's the big block letters FORD across the back.
That is the vehicular equivalent of Sea Grog.
That is character assassination, is what that is.
No, that's I ordered this before I realized how bad it was. Please forgive me.
I have seen a Cybertruck in person twice, both in the same circumstances. They were
Broken down by the
sitting
side of the road?
They were sitting in McDonald's drive-thrus.
Yeah.
A Tesla, and I just hate the damn thing. To me, there is nothing redeeming about those. It's like having a flex car, but you really should be ashamed of it because there's nothing to flex on other than wasting the money.
While we are
It's all about the context, though.
While we are quickly talking about Teslas, I want to throw in my favorite experience I've ever had seeing a Tesla. Al knows what this is. I was home. I was in coal country in eastern Kentucky. Okay, there's not a fast charger. It made the local news when somebody put a fast charger at a local hotel. Okay, and this was about a month ago. But this was maybe 2-3 years ago. I'm at a red light in my hometown, deep in the hills, and I see, I think it's a Model 3 pull up in front of us. And it has a bumper sticker that made me blue screen in my brain. Like, the only thing I could hear was the sound of a modem dialing up, which Squick will tell you sounds like this.
Squid. Oh, am I doing a sound effect?
Yes, you're doing a sound effect.
Oh God, I can't do a fucking modem. I can do.
You can do a. That's better than I could have asked for.
You've got mail.
Thank you, Squig. Okay, Tesla Model 3. Deep in coal country, eastern Kentucky. What bumper sticker does it have on the back of it, Hal?
Friends of Coal.
It's my favorite fucking bumper sticker I've ever seen on a car.
It is one of the funniest things
It is so fucking good. I love it so much. Friends of Coal bumper sticker on a Tesla. Best thing ever.
Slide aside, we as a species living on a planet that is a ball of minerals floating through space at rapid speeds.
Some of those minerals are tasty.
Quick reminder, we're on a spaceship hurtling through space.
It works for me. And we only have so much lithium. We can only mine so much lithium. Lithium kind of explodes sometimes. It's a thing. Now, there is a company that has gone from lithium-ion batteries. They've said, we're going to make
sodium-ion batteries. Yes,
sodium-ion batteries. We've got salt everywhere. Yep. You can, 10 minutes in the YouTube comments on most channels, you'll get enough salt to power a bus.
He's right.
Accurate.
For a year.
Yeah. But no, sodium is abundant, and I think that's pretty interesting because we have desalination water plants, and we have all the salt coming from that, and they're like, what do we do with this? This is toxic. Like, well,
it's like you turn into fucking batteries, asshole. Now, the downside to that is that the sodium batteries do not quite have the energy density that the lithium batteries do. So they're probably not going to be good for cars in the early generations, but they're going to be amazing for power grids.
China, there's a company in China already making banks of car batteries for their taxis and stuff.
Yes.
Have you seen the video of the taxi that pulls up? A machine lifts it up, pulls the battery off to one side, just snaps another battery in. The car drives away.
Now, out of absolute novelty here, I want to point out that when Tesla first started selling cars in the U.S. 13 years ago, that was a thing you could do. And they quit doing it because people you were supposed to trade your batteries out. And people just took the battery and never brought it back. So they knocked that shit off.
There are multiple ways to handle this business paradigm. They have selected the option of taking our ball and going home.
Yeah.
Others have found that battery bank units that are fully automated, by which I mean if a human attempts to intervene to secure additional batteries, there will no longer be a human as their, well,
Squick's saying they will
machines-
explode them.
Or the golf club method.
It's
it also works. But no, the other one I saw that was like really fascinating was for scooter build, where the scooter had 2 batteries. It drained them in order, but you would go up to a battery bank. You unslot the entire battery assembly from the scooter. You plug it into the wall bank, and then with your account details, what have you, it unlocks a second one that's been sitting there charging.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you gotta pay one to get one, but
yeah, there are definitely
it's like the propane tank model.
There are definitely
Now,
advantages
I'm
to
gonna chime
that.
in here because I live literally in the middle of nowhere. I'm not quite at the edge of the earth, but I think it's just over the hill from here.
No, that's Socorro.
We're more isolated and remote than Socorro. Socorro's got an interstate.
Wait, wasn't that the dude with the glass baby bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, anyway, I have seen a Tesla, period, in this area. The only charging station, well, actually, they just put more in, but the only charging station for a year now has been at a McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the manager there, it's only been used 4 times in 9 months. One of those times, the car exploded.
Excellent.
It sounds like you may not be the
charging
target market.
Station, but halfway down the road to, I believe it was 3/4 of the way to El Paso, which means it's in the middle of the salt flats, in the middle of nowhere, where the closest fire department is an hour and 10 minutes away.
Oh, don't worry. There's not enough water in the desert to put out a lithium fire.
Yeah,
well,
as with
that's
a
why
number
it melted the highway.
Yep. Yep, they'll do that.
It's easier than it sounds.
Yeah, I remember reading an article about this when the fire department in, I think it was Tampa Bay, was being trained on how to handle this. They were told the best way to handle a lithium fire is to get out the initial fire because it will reignite and then put the entire car in a swimming pool for like 3 days.
That's a fascinating way of wording it, but also, as with a great many things thrown off the cuff, no!
Well, don't worry. Tesla was the one training him how to do it.
Of course they were.
Possession does not imply mastery.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
No kidding. Tesla makes cars and they don't know what they're doing.
Tesla makes cars and the panels don't line up. So, it's fine. It's fine.
And yet,
if you Tesla,
to play the other side of this argument, for nothing but spite and to annoy ducks, they did sell the car.
I mean, they did. Hey, you
So
know
they
what?
got
I actually
money.
have a question. Are well thought out questions allowed in this segment?
Occasionally.
Oh,
I mean,
You
I
usually
was
sneak a
I
couple
was
in.
sincere at the beginning of the show, so you get to ask a question.
Para, Chet says they
Para,
can't
I'm
see
being
anything you're
told
doing.
that you need to move your hand or the camera so that we can actually see more of what you're painting.
That's weird because I can see it on my camera because all I'm doing is like edge highlighting.
Your camera or your meat, rotate one.
or both.
Giggity.
Maybe it's, I don't know.
Giggity.
I'm just being told this by Cookie.
Okay. I'm assuming we can see that because I can see this on OBS. Like I'm.
Well, we see half
Yeah.
the camera,
Yes.
and we see half the boat.
Yeah, what you're seeing on OBS is before it goes through Twitch compression, and Twitch is already unhappy about the number of objects it's having to render.
Well, that's true across the board.
Twitch can be unhappy. So I have a question.
Don't worry, Twitch is unhappy.
So first information.
Yes, Cookie says better.
First information. There was a
Information.
research group
Oh,
that made a small car, and I mean, I say very, very small car as a concept, with a a big roof made of nothing but solar panels, and they'd managed to drive all the way across Australia using nothing but solar power. And now we have car manufacturers that are going, in exchange for lots of money, we can add solar panels to your electric car. And like, what I don't like jive with is, wouldn't that be the default? Look, we made the entire car out of solar panels to keep the battery charged as much as possible. The wheels, believe it or not, solar panels. The steering wheel, solar panels. If when you park, you hang the steering wheel on the window. Like, everything is solar panels. Wouldn't like that be the default? Like,
In
as
2004, Ford made a concept car called the Reflex. The Reflex was a 3-seater, and really it was a 2.5-seater. It was a 2-seater with a jumper seat in the back that you could put a car seat into, and then you could basically fit a toddler into after that. That car had a solar panel. The solar panel in that car existed for one exclusive purpose, and that was so it would run a fan to cool off the car when you weren't in it.
I'm actually on board with that. But yeah, the amount of solar you capture on the surface area of a car is trivial.
Yeah.
You're spending a lot more time and money on the weight of that assembly. Can you do it? Absolutely. In the right use case, does it make sense? Yes. But that use case is going to be not where you have something you can plug into. At least for now. That'll change as things become more efficient, but you're starting with an already grossly inefficient process.
don't do
Like
it during.
solar is wonderful, but you're pulling very, very small amounts of energy over a very large area at incredibly low cost.
Yes. Like, it is a good day when you can get 20% efficiency out of a solar panel. It is an amazing day when you can do that.
And then
Don't look it up during stream, because you'll go down the rabbit hole like I did, and wind up pricing the controllers, the monitoring circuitry, and the battery banks, and don't worry about it. But look up bifacial solar panels. They're actually really cool.
I am familiar with those. Yes.
Yes.
Wait, is that a solar panel you put on your face?
Yes.
No.
No, it's a solar
that's-
panel you put on both your faces.
That's an on-facial solar panel. It's totally different.
How's the car?
Yeah.
You haven't said anything in like minutes. What are you doing? He's gone.
I'm
everybody.
just having nothing substantive to contribute.
Oh, I assumed you were pooping.
Nerd. You know what? He could have been two things, Squick. You're not supposed to draw attention to it. You're supposed to imply
Multitasking.
Just
Multi-pooping.
imply it. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring up 2 rabbit holes. Then.
Is it pooping?
No. The
Good
first
talk.
is there's actually a renewable technology you can soon.
TM.
It's not quite released yet, but it will be soon. Actually use at your house that gives you much better return on investment
Then
than solar.
Just generate fartonium.
I mean, are we talking a
They
battery
are
pack with
small, and when I mean small, I'm talking 2-foot to a side cubes that are multi-directional wind turbines.
I have seen the wind turbine walls. Yes.
Well,
You're
no,
still-
these are just little ones that you can perch on top of the corners of your house.
and you're still limited to the total amount of energy going in. Like it's
Yes.
So
But
if you
it's-
live in a windy region where that's going to beat out alternate options, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I can see some of us living in places where that would definitely work.
Is that how you get to have your power on during a hurricane?
Actually, these are rated for that. They're being tested in the North Sea.
But that is
They're
wet.
rated up to, 180 kilometers an hour wind or something like that?
For survivability, okay, I want to get into this, but I'm also
No, they
like
can
I know just
generate
enough to be
power
a.
at that speed still.
I will, for the sake of this show, and having it not devolve into like other things. God, I want to poke at that.
Boat.
I want to grab one. I want to actually get a hold of one of these and play with it, but right now they're only available in the EU.
It triggers my sense of if a company is making bold claims, it doesn't mean they've come up with something good. It means they're lying.
This one apparently has been tested as that by the EU testers.
I
Anyway,
stand by it.
No,
So I'm just saying I'd like to be able to test it myself for that.
The
That's
EU
fair.
testers sound like a bottom league British football team.
He's not wrong.
They would walk 100 miles.
That Brexit didn't affect because they said they're still the EU testers.
Personally, I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to have, say, the wind turbines and solar panels on your house if you live in a place where occasionally there are storms that relocate things.
I
and
feel
such.
like I'm being targeted here.
Well, at a certain point, you have to go.
Very quickly, I do want to point out, Mad Ducks has had dramatically worse luck than I have when it comes to such things.
Well, you also got to ask yourself: have I recently invested in a propane-powered generator, and am saving up to purchase a 100-pound propane tank? You just have to ask yourself these things.
Oh, I don't have to ask
Okay,
myself
now,
these things.
I have to say this because it's being talked about. Bravo Bully is saying, "Hey, you all, I want to get into mini painting. What's the best way to start out?"
Okay.
Painting minis.
Okay, so I have answers. It depends, like, do you want to get into mini painting as the hobby or like a specific game? If the answer is I want to get into mini painting and you don't really want to get into like printing, which for me has been hilariously the most cost-effective way to do it, then for like cutting your teeth on something, getting it out there, and like I need minis to practice on, Stargrave and Frostgrave have probably the best return on investment for quality of minis I've come across. It tends to be $30 for roughly 20 minis. Exactly, roughly $30 for 20 minis. The only issue is that they're made in the UK and sometimes supply is a little bit spotty, and finding them in local game stores can be a pain, but you can order them. If the answer is I want to play a game, then for the purposes of like practicing mini painting and that kind of thing, one-page rules is a great option on getting into a rule set that is miniature agnostic, where it's like as long as you get something that looks loosely like this, you're fine. They'll use 40K minis, they'll use third-party minis, they'll use fucking army men. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's my general advice on getting into it. When I was starting out, before I had a 3D printer, I bought one box of Warhammer minis, and I was so appalled by how much it cost for how few minis I got. I never went back to that. But I was only interested in the painting. If you're interested in having minis, painting minis, and then playing a game with minis, BattleTech actually is a great way to do that. I would actually say Alpha Strike is a great way to do that if you're starting out, if you don't want to have a degree in math by the time you're done with your third game. But I'm curious what everybody else will say here.
Just start doing it.
Yes, but getting the minis is usually the thing. Sometimes you'll have friends that are like, hey, I'm really into board games, and they come with miniatures, and I don't know what to do with them. I'd like them to look like something. You can say, I'll paint them, and something that is painted is almost always better than something that is not.
So, this is just me spitballing an idea, but if you want cheap stuff to start trying and practicing painting on, grab a handful and prime plastic army men. Just to start getting a feel for it.
Scrape the mold lines, maybe sand them a little bit. The detail is not going to be amazing because they're running off of the same injection molds that they've been running off of since 1948. But
that's not the point. That they're cheap and it's something to start by practicing.
Yes. That's true.
Also, I will fully admit I like using the speed paints because it makes the process a little more enjoyable for me.
I have strong opinions about the outcomes on those, but if your interest is in having a finished mini at the end of an evening, speed paints are amazing. Mad Ducks, what's your opinion?
The way I got started was I had a lot of BattleTech minis. Like I had a game of Armored Combat, and I watched Coffee Baron and some weirdo named Parallax streaming painting streams.
Some
loosely
asshole
named.
on the internet.
Go figure. And one day I decided, okay, I want to paint these things. And I will admit I was a little nervous about painting for a couple of reasons. One, I'm an idiot, and two, I'm colorblind. And I was a little nervous because, again, colorblind usually becomes a challenge when doing things that involve colors. And I watched Coffee Baron and I watched Parallax, and I just got in a chat. I'm like, hey, okay, what do I need? Very, very minimum. So what I did was I took the minis that I had and I laid them out, and I'm looking, and I went to Camo Specs, and I found a color palette or an example that I'm like, okay, this is monochromatic. I'm going to try this. And then I went to my local game shop and I bought some spray primer. I bought, and I asked the guy behind the counter to help me out. Local game shop has a guy named Kevin. He has been there forever, and he's very, very helpful. He looked at the picture and he helped me pick paint that matched every shade that he could detect. And then I bought a couple of brushes, and then I went home. I sticky tacked the model to the top of a old ibuprofen bottle, as I had seen Parallax do. I spray painted the thing with primer, and then I just gave it a go. And here we are. I've got a couple of things I've painted.
Okay,
One or two.
so quickly to show off what he's talking about, this is a used medicine bottle. Actually, it's a used melatonin supplement bottle. It has blue tack on the top of it. Now it has a mini on top of it, and it's a painting handle. As far as paints go, if you're asking that question, I'm assuming you're asking minis then paints. Probably your best bang for your buck on getting paints is picking up something like, I'm not necessarily endorsing one specific thing here. You can get starter sets from either the Army Painter for their Fanatics paints, and I'm calling it specifically the War Paints Fanatic because the old War Paints were not necessarily great. I'm waiting on the pushback from Squick there.
Oh no, I'm waiting for you guys to step away from the microphone, and then I am going to fire hose.
Okay. Or you could get Pro Acryl from Monument Hobbies. They also have like a starter set that are basic colors that will get you through most things. You can mix them if you need to. They're high quality. They have a nice body to them. Their thickness is good. They have high pigmentation. They thin nicely. Yeah, that's another thing. Thin your paints a little bit. And you don't need great brushes to start with. A lot of times, some of these things will come with brushes, like the Army Painter set that is labeled as the BattleTech painting set. It comes with this brush. This is an okay brush. They call it a base coating brush, which means it's not a detail brush. But like starting out, you can get by on the Hobby Lobby Boxo brushes, and you'll be fine. Squick, go.
All right, friend. So you want to get started, but you don't know how. You don't know where to go, and you don't want to spend a lot of money to find out if this is something you like to do or not.
Why does it sound like this is Grugnard Thunderfist telling us this?
All right. Well, first, it is time for us or ain't.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Look at us
And
being
second,
reminded.
after Squick goes, I'm going to talk about how I got started in this.
Oh.
Because I've actually been painting longer than any of you have.
I mean, for me, that's easy. It's been 2 years now. It's been 2 years? Huh. Did my internet hiccup, or are people being quiet for the first time?
I think everyone's voting.
Huh. Usually, the only time we're quiet is when something's going wrong.
I was waiting on Squick to go, so I got up to go pee. Okay, so
Fair enough.
I am not going to come out here and say I don't know, Wookie. I've been doing this, but Wookie is older than I am, and I'm willing to bet Wookie started in a time that started with 19.
Yes.
Yeah, so I started. I'm going to say roughly 21 years ago, on and off. But Wookie, go. Oh, actually, Squick, you go, and then does somebody need to explain us or ain't? Like, I feel like people know what it is at this point. Us or ain't game wager, wager on things for stuff. You've got about like 45 seconds. We're gonna pull a quote. If it's associated with this show or the Monday night show, it's us. If it's not, it ain't. Use your goob. Make a wager. 3, 2, 1, go. Squick. Paint.
All right. All right. So you want to get started with painting. You think. But you don't want to spend a lot of money finding out. And, you're not ready to jump in with both legs, or you'd be just emptying your wallet in the direction of something very expensive, which can be a lot of fun, but isn't quite what we're looking for. So, from this side of things, I advise you to do the following. Step 1! Go to your local second-hand store that has a toy aisle and drop $20 on whatever weird crap they've got in there. Doesn't really matter what it is. Could be like some tree dudes, or it could be like Captain Military robot guy who's missing like the upper half of the transformy part. It could be legally not RoboCop.
Man without fear.
The important part is to have a number of different interesting shapes to go over. The things that are attached to are less important. Next up, you make your way over to your local, for the purposes of this conversation, Walmart. I'm not really advocating for or against. All I'm saying is they're a place that sells spray paint. And what you do is you get some Krylon spray-on primer.
Now, that's going to almost exclusively come at this point as paint and primer. The camo can stuff is pretty amazing. I'd say...
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Get
matter.
a can that says primer. You shake it, it rattles. It says primer.
And then get this
while
stuff.
You're there, while you're...
Don't
destroy
get the
you.
shiny primer.
While you are there, pick up some of that stuff. It's crap, and that doesn't matter because you're starting off with something bigger, and this is a learning experience. And part of what you're going to learn is that half of these colors are absolute bullshit.
Yellow blows.
White is at best aspirational.
White is a pipe dream.
No,
Some
that's
of them
not fair.
are
White,
curdled.
White is either the most opaque paint you've ever encountered in your life, or fuck you, white. Why won't you go on the fucking model? There's no
Either
in
way,
between.
You're going to blow some money getting some of those, and they're going to be pretty cheap. And they're going to be pretty bad, but that doesn't matter. The point is you've got the paint, you've got the primer, you've got something to paint, which means the last two things you're going to want to stop and get are one of those little weird plastic dishes that like is for holding eggs, but you can put paint in it, and two, some brushes. And all you're going to look for there, very simple. You're going to look for something that has the brown synthetic bristles.
Pause.
Because
Cookie do quote now?
Something like
at the
this.
cheap end, they're less garbage.
They are Taclon. Yes.
Cookie do quote now.
Cookie do
Pause.
quote. Quote.
Pause for Cookie.
3, 2, 1, quote. Quote 5037. I do love sending bastards to Yeatenheim. That's me! That's an us, everybody. OK Mo says he used Final Faction figs as practice for colors from the Dollar General. You can get those at the Dollar Tree.
That is a fantastic idea, Mo.
Yes, I have. If any of you are familiar with the Craftsman on YouTube, he is a strong advocate for the Final Faction stuff. Now, Mad Ducks, I'm not sure whether or not you are the Craftsman, but he's very Louisiana. But he's also a puppet.
I mean, Neffy said.
Someone a wig.
Neffy said that. What was it? 36 Cookie. What quote was it? Also, if you check the holler, I posted a picture. The very first thing I ever painted, just so we can be like, if I can do this, and I have very serious visual problems. If I can do this, nobody's got an excuse, or very few people do.
When I started painting minis, it was Warhammer Fantasy, and I was painting it with a pack of brushes that were Crayola brand.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, shit.
And you know what? Yeah, I was being careful, and it still turned out okay.
That is the very first thing I ever painted on the screen right now.
I want to reiterate something before we get too far into this. For those of you that are considering painting, I've said this before. I will say this every time. You can't ruin a mini with paint. You can always strip the paint off. It's not a big deal. And like stripping the paint off usually involves something like, oh, I need to get the paint off of this. I got to get out the acetone. No, you don't need the acetone. You need this shit. It comes from Dollar Tree. It's $1.25. LA's totally awesome. Leave it in like a jar with this shit for 20 minutes and then hit it with a toothbrush, and every bit of paint that's ever been near this thing is going to flake off what the hell it's on.
And the primer's coming off too.
Yeah, like
And
if the top
something, the glue's coming off.
if the top layer of plastic might come off. Like this shit is not fucking kidding. Okay, Squick, are you done?
Whirling.
No.
Okay, Squick's not done.
Resuming. Once you've had some time to play with those and you've turbo fucked up all of the things you bought and you've made them really cool or really weird or both, then yes, go to the dollar store. Pick up either that or if you want to go old school, pick up some brake fluid, not brake cleaner.
Yes,
I wish
because
to be
brake cleaner is acetone.
One of these, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
One of these products will remove paint from the model. The other one will also remove paint from the model via the simple expedient of removing the model.
Yes, and it will also probably remove years from your life.
Fair. Now, once you're through that, once you've gone through, you've painted like all the weird stuff you picked up for $20 at the secondhand shop, then cool, good on you. You've done some stuff, and you've gotten a better feel for what's going to stick to what. And when things are going horribly, horribly wrong, that is when you go to ye local hobby shop, if available. Not everywhere has one, but I'm hoping in this instance you're lucky enough to. And just go to their discount aisle and, pick up somebody else's half-finished project.
Mm-hmm. Also, troll eBay. eBay can be good for, especially like right around the times that a new edition of a game drops. People will throw, I don't want to play Tyranids anymore, and then just like throw them on eBay, and nobody fucking wants them because 100 other people did the same thing that second.
Okay. Moving
Wookie.
on. Okay.
Now, I'm going to get on my I'm an old guy here. Because, yes, it was 1980 something when I started painting miniatures.
Fuck me. You were painting fucking pewter. Jesus Christ.
No, I was painting lead.
Oh, well, lead
Pewters
pewter.
came out in 1994 or 95.
Okay, my glass isn't full enough for this conversation. I'll be back. You go ahead.
Okay. So, you had the choice of the really hard to apply spray primer or the even harder to apply but usually worked well red goop on the brush and try to give very thin coat primer. Now, if you got this wrong, the only solutions you had were either A, rub it down with acetone and neutralize it before it starts eating the metal, or spray it with Easy Off oven cleaner and then bake it in the oven with a pan underneath it and then ventilate the house before your mom finds out what you've just done.
That's not ideal, no.
There was no plastic, there was no nothing. And these are solid lead miniatures, so don't touch your hands with anything like your mouth or anything because, well, the mech is toxic, the primer is toxic, be sure to do this in a very well ventilated area. Probably outdoors is best. And then, because there were almost no options for model paint.
Oh, not Tester's enamel. Please, God.
Yes, indeed.
No!
Yes.
I hate enamel so much.
Until Ralpartha came out with their line, most of us painted our mechs with Tester's enamel.
I hate
hobby
it.
paint.
It's the worst thing. Okay. We're done.
This is why I went to the Apple Barrel from Walmart, is because it was a less I'm going to kill myself with the paint fumes option.
Yeah. And also, why am I going through so many brushes?
Oh no, you had to have a new brush for every color every time you painted.
Yup. You know what, guys?
And
I'm going to call boat done. Because, like, I could keep poking at this thing, but it's going to be
face?
dramatically diminishing returns here. So, what?
Paint the fart mech.
I don't have the fart mech. My printer's been being shit. I do have jumpy mech, though.
I am disappointed.
Well, see,
I'm
this
sorry.
is why, and I'm going to say this, it's so nice, all the modern convenience paint.
Yes, and like
all this other stuff that's available now.
The jumps that have been made even in the past 3 years on mini paints has been astonishing, because the army paint or war paints was a paint that you bought because you found it and it didn't cost as much as Citadel. And now the Fanatics cost the same as the old war paint, but is dramatically better. Okay.
But so, yes, I'm being the old man here in that, yeah, I started painting in the 1980 something, where I bought my miniatures from War Games West.
Springsteen, Madonna, way before Nirvana, there was U2 and Blondie, and music still on MTV.
Yes, I'm the guy shouting at the children on the lawn. Uh-huh.
2 kids in high school, they tell her that she's uncool. She's still preoccupied with 1985.
Yeah, I started painting before the first Gulf War. And I'm betting 90% of this audience wasn't even born yet.
I just found a quote that just screams squick.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
No, Warlin, finish. Sorry. I'm keeping
No,
it
go
up here.
ahead.
Sorry, my prefrontal cortex is running on a dial-up modem from 1996. It works very slowly, and if you interrupt it, it just screams and cancels the task it was working on in rage and horror.
Yeah, it's accurate.
That does sound like Swick's brain.
It does.
That is something.
Yes, the War Games West catalog was the Sears catalog for nerd shit. And I was lucky enough to live within a few hours of there and have actually went up there when it was still a thing. The store was Nirvana for gamers.
Hal, do you remember when we were young and our parents would occasionally take us to the Ertl factory?
Yeah, I remember the Ertl factory.
The Ertl factory was fucking cool.
Traumatizing Squick with
the
link
commentary
in 3,
that
2,
the Ertl factory. No
1.
wonder it took 2 people to get the boxes apart, because it took 3 people to put the boxes together.
Yeah.
Hey, Squick.
Squick. Squack.
Mm-hmm.
Squick, you have a link.
Dun 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 dun. Bum bum bum.
War Games West, to give you some idea, imagine someplace roughly 3/4 the size to almost the size of a modern Barnes & Nobles. And it's just racks of miniatures and game books.
Which sounds really cool.
Yeah.
They were the place that, like, well, when Magic the Gathering came out, they were the only folks that were distributors for it. Oh, I miss those times. You could get 100-card starter box for $20.
I remember that box. Hal bought that box at Toys R Us.
Wait, wait, brakes, back up. I'm sorry. I was looking at something.
Starter box, Magic the Gathering, 4th edition, 100 cards in the box, 2 decks.
Oh, yeah.
No. This was the unlimited edition.
That's only
that was
like 6 months difference.
And they actually just took them and assembled them there in the shop.
Yeah, and
all the ones that were sold everywhere in the world were assembled in the shop.
Yeah, but the difference between unlimited and 4th was not much, like in a time frame.
There were a few things they took out of unlimited.
Oh no! I'm not.
What they were.
Like the Power 5. Yeah, they took the Power 5 out. The Power 9.
The Power 5.
Power
the
9.
Power 9 were gone before unlimited.
I don't think so.
Then again, I've been hitting the head a lot. I
You
forget
have
things.
Well, I mean, that's why you mostly host now in WBPLW. By the way, what's going on this week on WBPLW?
League matches. Also, I have some feature matches planned, and probably one silly match to go in, like more silly match.
I have a question, Hal.
Yep.
Would you consider an NXT style show that's auxiliary members?
I don't have a problem with doing aux members. I just haven't gotten a lot of like submissions from them.
Irrelevant. We must rent out the battle arena that has the giant foam Swazzly thing to bash them, and then make them run across it blindfolded, and they win a prize of $5.
Yes.
Hey, random question: do people in other states get the little baggies of dried shrimp at gas stations that people buy and snack on while they drive?
No.
No.
Yes.
Wait.
I don't buy seafood at the gas station as a general rule.
Deck the holler.
Hal, follow-up question. What's the auxiliary?
Oh, here, I'll click a thing. The auxiliary is the public-facing part of the BPL. It is... no, did you... No...
People in the VOD aren't going to know what you're doing.
Okay, yes. Digi said if we submit, we lose the match. Okay, then I'll say that I have not had many applications from aux members to put them in, but once things get big enough, then I might like drop in here or there and just be like, "Hey, here's some matches."
Are you setting things on fire?
I'm still. Oh God, I'm still building stuff up and establishing things. Like, believe it or not, we're still in like early phase 1 of WBPLW.
Oh my God, this is going to go on for a bit, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that I can have it go on for a bit. I have that capability. If people get tired of it and or yada yada yada, then that might change. But I have the ability to keep it going.
I've lost so many goob on WBPLW.
Okay, look here for the moment. Here's how do you want to apply? Probably message me through Discord, but here's the thing. I need to know. I need a visual motif for your character, and I need to know probably a wrestler you'd like to be based off of that hopefully would not already be in use.
I need to be based off of the Undertaker in roughly 1999.
No.
I need to be based off of Sting in 1997.
Already done.
Who?
If
Zinthar.
Well, no fucking wonder he's cleaning house.
I will stab him with fork.
Yes, Squick, you have stabbed almost everybody with a fork.
It's great.
A couple of things. If enough people redeem pet in chat, I will post picture of Kit in Ox. And then link it in chat so people can click and see.
Out of another question, Hal. Assuredly, at this point, someone in your stable is based off of the American Dream.
No, nobody is actually based off
Nobody's
of Dusty Roads
based
right
off
now.
the American Dream, Dusty
now.
Roads? The American Dream, Dusty Roads?
The closest we have right now is Cold Dog. It has uses the bionic elbow, but nobody is based off the Dream.
Somebody needs to be... Like, I'm surprised that White Tom's not based off the Dream.
Wide Tom is custom from the ground up. Like,
Apparently,
isn't White Tom based on the Blob?
Okay.
Nothing can stop
from the ground up.
Sorry, y'all. I did not know Pet was disabled. That was my bad. I will post picture of Kit in Aux General.
Pet has now been redeemed 6 times.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like
Posting-
pet this animal a lot.
Yeah.
Legally.
Hold on. I will post a very, very cute picture of Kit.
Kit. Hello, I am Kit. I have arrived for the affection.
Picture of Kit is in General Aux General. I am clicking on picture of Kit. I am clicking copy link. I am copying link.
Copy
My
Kit
link.
link.
Is copied, pasted. People can click link and see Kit. There. Kit.
Kit have name.
Kit have name. Chubby.
Chubby. Chubby el Quito. El gato.
Kit is very sweet, but she never takes her turn with a brain cell.
La gata.
You know how
High
all cats
efficiency.
share one brain cell? She doesn't take her turn.
Now, I'm going to say this just as what I am doing right now in this weekend is every year for Father's Day weekend,
Call your dad.
my local Gem and Mineral Society, which I'm actually the vice president of, have our annual show. And so for 4 days, starting today, I am up there selling my wares and talking to people about rocks. Unfortunately, most of them are dumber and more dense than the rocks themselves.
So it's just like talking to us.
Wait a minute, that's the club members, not the general public. Never mind.
So that's just like talking to us then.
Oh.
No, you're slightly more intelligent than many of those who I work with.
Terrifying.
Do I close the Warhammer quotes page?
You might as
Probably
well.
not today.
We're not going to do it tonight, I think.
That is fine. I'm just saving it because I had forgotten to put Tau do not wear shoes. So
I'll give you a
Also-
free one. I'll give you the other half of that one as a free one because they have hooves.
Oh, okay. Down do not wear shoes.
No, I have goat legs.
Now I know exactly what that is. Thank you, Ultimate Doctor Doom.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and I have goat legs.
That is saved. Okay. And closed.
Squick also has goat legs. I've met him in person. His legs, those of a goat.
I contain a wide variety of leg-related options.
I am still suffering brain damage from earlier today. It was bad. It was. Ugh.
You want to tell us about
I
it?
thought that was Grover from Percy Jackson. But anyway, take your pick.
Squick's the same thing. He's a
The
mythical
fuck
creature.
Is a Percy Jackson? Is that?
Yeah,
is
Squick.
that
The book series.
Yeah, Squick is a mythical creature that has the legs of a goat.
Yeah, you could just buy those.
Yeah, I didn't say that his actual legs were those of a goat.
I can download many legs.
Squick has been to the butcher.
I mean, you don't know that. You know, I ordered boba tea, and
That's
kept it-
it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Jacobo, they did not make me do math. I do math at work all the time. That's the easy part of my job. I do math. I calculate resonant frequencies. I calculate how long sound waves are. I cross.
How long are sound waves?
Airspace. Well, and actually, it's good that you've asked because it actually varies. The lower the frequency, the longer the sound wave. You can have a 20-foot long sound wave being generated by like an 18-inch woofer.
Could I
People
hear
are like,
it?
Yes. Hold on. Let's see how
contrabass fart cannon.
long. I've tried that. It doesn't work well.
Well, it sounds like you need more amplifiers.
If I wanted to make somebody feel dramatically uncomfortable with a frequency of sound they couldn't actually hear, what frequency would that need to be?
I don't know what size
High or
speaker
low?
is.
High or low?
Low.
This becomes a physics equation.
Low.
A 20 hertz sound wave is 60 feet long, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
That is too many feet. It is illegal.
I don't care.
I want the low end.
Is it the most annoying sound in the world from Dumb and Dumber?
No, you can hear that one. Sometime in the 60s, Robert Heinlein wrote a book called The Fifth Column. In that book, he had a character that utilized sound waves to dramatically discomfort people that were investigating his faux church that was totally a rebel stronghold by using very low frequency sound.
Using infrasound.
A 40 hertz sound wave peak from peak back around to the same peak is 28 feet long. So that means that when Chubby, you're moving. No, come here. Come here. Hold on. Cat. Cat, get up, eat one kibble of food, and then come sit back down and insist on being picked up and placed in where she wants to go.
Yes, Kit.
She has not realized that she is a cat, and then she can just go where she wants and lay down.
Yes, but Kit demands that you do for Kit.
But Cat now wants to be. I am petting Cat.
Kit.
But Cat wants to be rotated, so she's on her back and having her belly and side rubbed because she's spoiled.
Whose fault is that?
I don't know. Some guy that likes animals. Look.
So you're not going to throw your wife under the bus this time?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's Shayla's fault. Look, I have another picture of Cat. I post Cat right now. Cat purring. If I had my studio mic, I'd put it against the side of the cat.
Per Cat.
And y'all could hear her purring. But
did you manage to get that fixed? Do you think you can fix it?
Work in progress.
Okay.
I had a circuit board flashbang me earlier. Oh, there's pets. So hold on, people are redeeming pets.
I don't think circuit boards are supposed to flashbang.
Well, it's funny they're not. People check the aux General Beans Hills General Hill people, whatever it's named right now. I'll rename it in the middle.
I'm confused.
I'll rename it in a minute. Wow, new cat pick. It's good. I'm just gonna link it. Yeah, I've failed words.
Picture cat new scruffy picture chat link. The janitor. Scruffy gonna die like he lived.
Running into the swamp thing?
Yes.
Anyway, you know what? Instead of doing anything responsible, I'm going to rename General Hill people to General Gnomes, because that's what I actually said a minute ago. Save changes.
Hey, Squick. Hal, I want you to know something.
Uh-oh.
This is the first of these rooks that will have been painted, and I've already started it on the path of Waffle Houser.
I need to record a new Waffle Houser skit.
I
mean, we still need a new Bubba J. That hasn't happened in months.
Has it not?
It really hasn't.
Working ridiculous hours and struggling in multiple ways. I had to redo all my templates because I accidentally deleted them, and I have got everything put together so that I did this early this week. I rebuilt the template so I can make the new Beeple Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, with the new Beeple Talks comes in, we've got the Aloe Talks, we've got oh god. We have Exempless Talks about pit vipers, and next up is Cookie Talks.
I want to do one. I have an idea for one.
Okay, I have rules for the Beeple Talks.
Okay.
One, everything must pass a fact check.
Okay.
It must be objectively true.
Okay.
Wait, like passing the cops on the freeway? You just go fast enough and they can't catch you?
Yeah.
Sure. Two, you cannot say the name TED Talks correctly.
Okay.
Or your own name.
Okay.
Those are like the main rules. And then the usual YouTube rules for my YouTube channel, which is no politics, religion, or swearing.
Okay.
This
is all fine.
Everything must pass a fact check. It must be true.
Okay. This is not a problem.
But no, I have the Cookie Talks ready to throw into video editing, and then I will suffer through trying to get all the stuff in the video software again after a dry spell. I have been working and I have had significant brain melt.
I want to throw this out there to chat.
And because whenever I throw something out there to chat, I always get positive reinforcement. So this will inevitably be the time they say, no, Parallax, we don't want that. I have been talking with Squick about an idea.
Oh, God.
Yes. Squick, the podcast idea. Do you remember the podcast idea?
I remember very little of anything. Brain soup.
Brain soup.
But yes. Yes, I do remember the podcast.
Then I will let you tell them about it.
No, this is you.
Oh.
You don't get to be like, hey, Chad, I want to tell you about a thing. Hey, Squick, tell them about the thing.
Tell them about the thing, Squick.
Okay.
So I've been playing around with this idea for over a year, and I haven't been sure what to do with it. And I finally got up the gumption to say, fuck it, we're going to do it live. And I did that by saying, hey, Squick, do you want to do this with me? I have this idea for a podcast, and the podcast idea is focused around the idea of making shit. Now, I want to be very clear about this. It's very much like my policy on getting shit into photos on this show. I don't care what it is. I love the making of shit. I love people that are passionate about the making of shit. And I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about making shit. I want to talk about learning to make shit. I want to talk about people that are making shit, how they got there, that kind of thing. And I'm thinking about doing this, maybe starting out as a monthly and seeing how that goes, and then gradually turning it into more frequently if people are interested. Chat, if would you be interested in such a podcast where we just talked about the making of stuff? Not anything particular, not anything regular. Just like, hey, this week we're going to talk about what we've been into, learning how to make shit, or the process of making shit, or talking to someone that makes shit.
Para, you
As
have an
someone
important
who
question.
makes stuff a lot, yes, this sounds fun.
Squick, important question, go.
Is he supposed to ask a question?
He
How
was.
does this work?
I thought he was going to.
I was, and then brain says words no. I spent my brain points today. I found weird things. I learned weird things.
I lost brain points today when the short version is the first thing I told people to do, nobody did. And everybody said it wouldn't work, and including the rep for
The
the
only
company,
reason it works is the incredible specificity of this specific issue. But yes, you are correct.
Everyone
you
said
shouldn't
it
be.
wouldn't work. The IT guy said it wouldn't work. The company rep said it wouldn't work. Tech support said it wouldn't work. Every single person said it wouldn't work. They went and got another console of the exact same make and model. They moved all the cables to it, and you know what? It didn't work. Then they finally did what I told them, which was track down that wire going to the main switch, unplug it, and plug it into a different port. As soon as they plugged it in, bam, it worked. Why? According to everyone, it doesn't, but it did.
No, it
I've been doing this with, I don't care. I've been doing this with digital consoles since they came out, and everyone says, oh, it doesn't work, but you do it and it works.
Because
it works, guys.
No, you're not wrong, but the manner in which
the manner in which you are correct is frustrating.
I don't care.
You have performed the ritual, and the ritual clears the but not because it. You're not.
If
Squick,
you have
the only
an event coming and it's starting, and people
Yes,
are
no,
yelling at
you are-
and you have to make it work, that makes it work.
Squick, ultimately, it's not a question of make it work the right way. It's a question of make it work.
Get paid.
And I understand, and I respect that.
If it's dumb
But
and
this
it works.
is how cults form.
The audio engineer cult.
We unplug the cable. We plug it in slightly differently. The machine works. All hail the machine.
So what I'm hearing you say is that Mad Ducks is a tech priest.
No, I refuse.
Yeah, kinda. Dux, we need to get you a robe and we need to get you a robe and a wrench to hit people with.
And
Look,
mechanical tentacles.
Yes.
Mechadendrites.
I thought Duck.
Do I have to get the list out?
No, don't worry about it. You just
That's
have
the kind
to.
of
You
cheese.
just have to wear a red robe and have tentacles. Don't worry about it.
You also may
I
need
don't
to
like this is.
He's obviously doing audio stuff, so he's definitely part of Comstar.
Okay, I'll accept that.
See,
Yeah,
I'll
Dux,
take-
we need to get you like 2 cults and some robots.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. Parallax has a cults 3D page. That's
It's
got
true.
the word
It's
cults
true.
in it.
Oh, that's
Whatever.
3 cults.
It's
See?
That's a lot of
well,
cults.
maybe it's 5 cults because it is 3D cults.
Bad Grimos. Listen.
Hey,
all I'm
Grimos,
saying
Grimos,
is-
you don't get to talk shit. You didn't send me an attachment.
No, he just says Mad Ducks Comstar. Yeah, look, I just know how to get paid. But actually, no, wait. Do tech priests, whatever they are, do they have like toasters that cook like kebabs and shrimp and
I'm
fries?
pretty fucking sure that if somebody
hold
presented
up,
them with
hold
the
up.
idea, they would.
No, there's. Oh my god. Dux, you seek forbidden and terrible knowledge.
Get says, I'm pretty sure Ducks could pull off a Jerome Blake beard. Let me look up Battletech Jerome Blake.
No.
I don't think I could.
It in my head, Jerome Blake is like the most Amish non-Amish I can remember.
Oh, I thought he was like Amish Rasputin.
No, my wife would. Also, no, my wife likes. I have generic dad beard.
But
no,
not you, Dux.
Huh?
You're not Amish Rasputin.
No.
Rasputin.
I look. How is
He looks very Dux-like.
I've been described in a variety of ways, usually like unassuming and things like that. Crow in the podcast after the meetup this year said Dux came and he doesn't look like the kind of person that would like be pulling off all these pranks, but like here he is. I think Dr. Chef referred to me as like a whirlwind of mischief, which I say nobody can prove because I only supplied the means to the mischief. Therefore, I'm innocent of most of it. Don't me. I'll you right back.
Hey, I own my bullshit.
Dux pulled off a very convincing reenactment of The Usual Suspects.
I really did. I provided all the parts. I provided sheets of googly eyes. I provided. My wife kicked me off of my own prank.
He faked a clubfoot really well.
Like my wife was serialized all of the urban mix. She kicked me off of my own prank. And then there was the stickers that there may be a video somewhere of me putting stickers on people as soon as they turn around and them not knowing.
I remember asking Diggs about that during the podcast.
He was look. I didn't do his phone. I know who did his phone.
Look,
I provided them with stickers and laughed, but I did not put a sticker on his phone.
Listening to that podcast and hearing about how the googly eye pranks went, the thing that I had to pull the car over because I was in tears of laughter was Diggs yelling about someone putting googly eyes on the windshield wiper.
I know who did that. And I provided.
There they were sitting on top of the casing of the windshield wiper.
No, my favorite one was still the sudden discovery that there were some on the smoke detector.
Also, Doc's microphone. I know who did Doc's mic. I handed him the googly eyes, and I watched it happen, and I'm very, very proud. I will take the secret of who did Doc's mic to my grave. I was so proud. I'm still
tell
proud.
me. I won't tell anybody.
Nope.
Tell me on the air. Nobody will know.
And this is why I can hear Cookie cackling from the other side of the house.
Oh, God. Guys, we are closing in on the end of our time slot. So finish your story.
I have generic dad beard. I wear generic, usually unmarked shirt. I wear generic, like, cargo shorts sometimes. I have generic dad shoes. I am very unassuming, and I
I'm
really
sorry.
appreciate
I need
the
to
fact that
interrupt
I'm
for just a
forgettable.
second. Generic dad shoes. White New Balance?
White New Balance, yes.
No, half-price Skechers.
New Balance at home.
Yeah, I'm willing to accept that.
You have to. It doesn't matter. I am like a very unassuming looking person. And,
He has big NPC energy.
And what's like, I will turn things in stores upside down, and like nobody notices. I
Some of us notice.
Well, y'all were watching, and it was. But I do it. I just reach like I will. There, I see a box at random. I'll latch onto it visually, and as I pass it, I grab it ahead of me, and by the time I walk past it, it's upside down on the shelf. I don't know how it happened. Um, Weird, strange how that happens. Just
Isn't it?
things, turn upside down throughout the store. The grocery store at Orland, you and Cookie and I went to. They had a outdoor table set up inside the store with an umbrella, and then on the other side of the store they had a box full of very large stuffed animals like bears. And I
The grocery store we
that
get to. Like it wasn't fucking HEB.
well, it
It
was the
was
one that
not.
it
Oh,
wasn't.
okay. So it was when you
It
visited
was
him. Okay.
yes. And they walked through the store with me and watched me not do anything silly whatsoever.
Guys, we've got an eye break.
Oh, my eyes are broken, actually.
That's true. I think Mad Ducks has enough eye breaks for everybody.
I've had enough eye breaks. I'm closing my eyes now. But no, I've set up like all the teddy bears at the table in all four chairs with little plates and things like that. And then they had an inflatable Spider-Man. I put it up on top of the umbrella. Nobody stopped me. I just did it like I owned the place, and like nobody batted an eye.
That's because half the folks there know you.
That's also true.
Okay, folks, end of the night. I'm going to reiterate
What
this.
is the rhythm of the night?
I'm going to reiterate. Father's Day weekend. If you have a relationship with your father that is even close to polite or cordial, call him because you never know how much time you have left. Building on that, I've had the week from hell, and it snuck up on me because like depression set in. It was like, oh shit, dad's gone, and this fucking sucks. So I'm gonna throw the microphone to Housecar and say, Housecar, you know that thing you do at the end of your show? Do it.
So, I want to remind everybody that, I mean, there's at the moment there's 66 of you watching. I think it topped out around 80 tonight. But part of the fun of this, the interplay and all this streaming and that sort of thing, is the fact that you all are here with us and bouncing stuff back and forth and enjoying the quotes and all of that sort of stuff. This stream would not be, this whole channel would not be what it is without viewers like you. And I'm not just saying that to make the joke. It seriously would not be the fun that it is without you all being here. So I need for every one of you to do something. I need you to take care of yourselves. If it's out of pure spite of just saying things have sucked and I'm not letting this run me down because kiss my ass, I'm going to pull through on spite, more power to you. But sometimes, whenever it's really getting at you, and I know it can happen, I've been there too, and you feel, the world's lost all of its color, or you're afraid of what's going to happen, and you're in the US or Canada, you can call or text 988 for the National Mental Health Crisis Line. And they not only will they help you, they will also help you find someone locally to help you. Because listen to me very carefully. First of all, I said this place wouldn't be the same without you, and it wouldn't. We would miss you. But the other side to it is you are worth it. You are. The world is only dimmer when someone extinguishes their own candle. So you all take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Sunday night.
Okay, Squick, lighten the mood.
All right, so third up, once you've gotten the basics out of the way and you've had a chance to work on some of the miniatures from the cheap aisle, that's where you're going to want to start really getting into your audience and look for maybe a get-together, some kind of wargaming thing at a local game store, or just whatever's available on eBay, or that's where you fall down the deep, dark rabbit hole and pick up a resin 3D printer, where they're cheaper than ever and you can get a whole setup for less than $200. And as someone who has spent considerably more than that, that's actually really excellent. And you can make cool shit and paint it.
You can.
Mine was 130, and it works great.
Yeah, I'm poking around at the Saturn IV Ultra right now, which, to be honest, is dramatically more than what Ducks paid, but is really fucking cool. Okay, guys, end of the thing. we're gonna go away now. So one more time. Let's see. Do I still have that pulled up? If I don't, I can make it pulled up. I want to show off to you all where this fucking boat came from because it's really fucking cool and you should be interested. Fucking boat, 888stl.cc, as in Capellan Confederation. Fucking cool boat, printable on FDM, support free. I need to say that again. The main parts of the hull are support free. The guns, not necessarily. The turrets are. The Citadel is. The hull is. The antenna is not, and the radar dish is not. But everything else, basically support free and really fucking cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I know that you have a choice of what you do with your time, and the fact that you've chosen to spend it here with a bunch of chuckles like us does mean a lot to us. Y'all are part of everything that happens here, especially not only just this whole channel, but here. Like, we're like, hey, send us pictures of everything you create. We want to show it off because we get a little excited. I know that.
Hey, Ducks, where can they send stuff for that kind of thing?
You know, it's funny. If you wanted to submit something, you could type !submit here. You could send it to art@wbpl76.com.
I'm sorry, could you say that one more time?
art@wbpl76.com.
Thank you.
art@wbpl76.com. art@wbpl76.com.
And Squick, if you were the Riddler trying to sell me a book in the 90s, how would you say that?
Well, first, I'd have to wear a suit, and that suit would have every question mark ever made. And then, as a low-budget villain, I would, of course, need a cable television slot, perhaps between the shows. And as Matthew Lesko, I would inform the people that they could get free money from the government to pay their bills! And just have that replayed continuously.
Thank you.
Yeah, that checks out.
Ducks, please finish.
I don't know. I feel thoroughly derailed enough. This is fine. I'm usually am I underailable? Derailed? Do I come pre-derailed? I'm usually pre-derailed. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, yes, mayoral speech. Quack, quack, quack.
Wookie?
I keep forgetting about the mayor thing.
Wookie, how would you like to end the night?
Quack, quack, boom.
Quack, quack, boom.
Thank you all for being here. Be good to each other. Be good to your families, even though some of them may be less than good to you. Remember, other people do have feelings. Sometimes you can't surgically remove them. Thank you all for being here. Have a good night. See y'all next week.
All right, guys. That's going to be a night for us.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
So sad that it should come to this. Okay, guys. So long. Oh, shit, we're going to get demonetized. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. Thanks, y'all, for being here. We've had a relatively fun night. If you are so inclined, call your dad. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.